How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. And here at 2A News Now, you get your Second Amendment news straightforward and to the point with no BS added in. Democrat lawmakers in the state of Washington have absolutely lost their mind. In a new proposed bill, they say using ammo is a privilege. And since they say it's a privilege, they want to add an additional 11% tax on ammunition purchases. Democrats in Washington state are proposing adding an 11% sales tax on all purchases of ammunition for what they describe as a privilege, which would not be applied to sales to government agencies. The 2024 legislative session in Washington opened with an attempt to create added barriers to the purchasing of ammunition. State Representatives My-Linh and Liz Berry introduced House Bill 2238 that began with a prologue on gun violence. The bill's text begins with, "Gun violence remains a consistent health and safety threat for people across our state. In Washington, a person is killed by a firearm every 14 hours, and nearly half of all suicides are by firearms." And now here comes the crazy part of the bill that should make everybody angry. From there, the bill went on to describe that the use of ammunition would be viewed as a privilege for the consumer. There's a levied and collected tax upon each retail sale of ammunition at the rate of 11% of the selling price. Section 2 described a use tax is levied on every person in the state, and here's that word again, for the privilege of using ammunition as a consumer at the rate of 11% of the selling price. The bill also declared that the revenue from the newly imposed tax would go to programs aimed at preventing suicide and to firearm-related domestic violence. The law would not apply to sales made to state, local, and tribal governments for the purpose of supplying law enforcement agencies. Representative Berry said she has made ending gun violence one of her stated priorities. She goes on to brag about her bill to ban untraceable homemade ghost guns became a law, as well as other critical measures to ban high-capacity magazines and prohibit open carry at the state capitol, at public demonstrations, local government meetings, and election-related facilities. She said other priorities of hers include, here you go, urgent action on climate change and reproductive justice and LGBTQI+ rights. Berry has also advocated making gun dealers and manufacturers accountable for gun violence, but not actually the people that commit the crime. The same representative also supported legislation to prohibit the sale, manufacturing, and importing a wide variety of semi-automatic firearms in the state. I'm going to share a tweet that she posted in April of last year. For decades, a federal law has prevented gun violence victims and survivors from holding gun dealers and manufacturers accountable for dangerous and irresponsible practices. Today, the Washington State House voted to end this harmful practice. The other representative, Representative Tai, on the other hand, did not make as extensive remarks in regards to gun legislation. Her campaign stated that she would legislate for sensible gun laws and ensure the safety of our kids and our communities. It's very obvious that Representative Liz Berry of Washington has lost her freaking mind, and it sounds like she's made it her personal mission to take away as many of the Second Amendment rights as the people in the state of Washington have. It's fair to say that she's obsessed. And we all know if this law is passed, this 11% tax on ammunition, and they say the money will be used to help prevent suicide and also to firearm-related domestic violence. But nowhere does it say how that money would be used to actually accomplish that, because we all know that it won't. They just want to impose this 11% tax on ammunition sales to make it harder for the law-abiding citizen to be able to get the ammunition to do the training they need to do with their firearms, and also the ammunition they need to use in their firearm to be able to protect themselves and their family from harm. It doesn't look like there will be any change in the future. The people in Washington keep voting for people like this and putting them into office. And it seems like every year, the state of Washington gets closer and closer to becoming California. Please let me know in the comment section what you think about Washington's new proposed 11% tax on ammunition sales. And as always, I appreciate everybody's support with the channel. You guys are always crushing it by liking, sharing, and subscribing and hitting those post notifications. And I invite everybody to come back and watch my next video.